Hello and welcome to Historical Gameplay. This is the hot seat based on a Crusaders, a campaign of medieval Total War 2, and we playing here as the Seljuks. So it's organized, the hot seat was organized by your Total War Master and Melkor and few other guys. You will find the list of the people included in the hot seat participating in it down in the description. So what we have here, I've been given Seljuks to command. I haven't had a chance to actually choose a faction. It was random selection, so I've been given this faction. And in terms of historicity, because we are historical gameplay, this is a bit of a tricky one. Because Seljuks here, the way they represent it in the game, as you can see here, they have parts of Anatolia here. They have also parts of Iraq. It's a bit of a nightmare in terms of matching this to actual history, because of course there was no unified command structure between these two entities. This was Seljuks of Ram, and they've been settled here in hinterland of Anatolia recently, relatively recently. And here what we should have had really was the Abbasids, of course, and with the capital at Baghdad. So we do not have that. It's one of those things that Creative Assembly, especially in its earlier titles, they've neglected it, and there wasn't much in terms of historical accuracy. It was very loosely based, the same with Rome 1, and it took several years actually for the company, for the CA, to actually grow into recreating history a little bit more faithfully to the actual events. And thanks to the community, I think that was a real push from the communal side of things, from the fans, with rise of the mods such as Rome Total Realism. Then we had Europa Barbarorum, we had, then for Medieval 2 Total War, we had Stainless Steel and other mods. Then we had obviously the outstanding Broken Crescent. And by the way, if you would like to have a more or less accurate picture of the Middle East, I would highly recommend Broken Crescent. I haven't played it in many years, but it's much more accurate, and in fact you have many more factions there available for this region. Here obviously we have massive gaps here in terms of rebels, populated areas. There is no Kingdom of Georgia, there is no Kingdom of Armenia, and Abbasids absent at all, and we have this weird entity called, I think they called Seljuks or the Turks, something like that, which is a bit of an unwieldy beast in terms of parts here, parts there, so I'm trying to work with it the best I can. Again, this wasn't my choice of a faction. It's not because I dislike playing nomads or semi-nomadic faction and missile cavalry as their main arm. I love it all. It's just the fact that it doesn't particularly match my historical bent of my channel, historical side of things that we try to cover, but we'll try and deal with it the best we can. So with that being said, okay, so yeah, what we're going to do first, this episode will be a real quick overview. We'll have a look at what's available to us. We'll probably start from these buttons. Let's see, is there anything? Oh, Jihad's been is that it? Is Jihad's been launched, moving towards, oh, look at that, Jerusalem is actually, yes, fully garrisoned. Oh, is that our allies? Yes, this is our ally army actually. And they have some, but why haven't they joined the Jihad? This is really interesting, because if the Jihad was launched, they surely would have done much better by joining it. That would give them obviously free upkeep for all of these fellas, for all of these units. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, so this is that, so we have a Jihad, I think. Okay, so this is a list of our armies. Let's have a look. Okay, so we have one army in Anatolia. We have one in here in Mesopotamia, and okay, so this is another army we have closer to Iranian border here. This is our faction leader in Mosul, and this is some other. Okay, so we have three, I think. Is that right? Is that one standing army, two freestanding armies? Okay. Let's see, in terms of settlements, what do we have? Baghdad is the largest city, is also our capital. Mosul is fortress, the rest are all towns, it seems, apart from Iconium, which is also a fortress. So we have one fortress on each side of the map. What else do we have? Agents, let's have a quick look. Okay, we have an imam here, we have a diplomat. Oh yes, we already seen him. Oh, we have a couple of assassins, that is quite good. And we have a spy. Okay, so we need to now calculate, and we need to now see what we can do. Let's also check diplomacy first of all. Alright, so we're at war, oh, with two factions, with Principality of Antioch and with Byzantine Empire, which should really be Eastern Roman Empire. Okay, so we have two enemies, and we are allied with Egypt, which should be Ayyubid faction led by Salah ad-Din. Yes, so we have trade with them, military access, outstanding relations, and all the rest of it. Who else do we have here? Who are they actually fighting right now? Okay, they only have one enemies, and this is Kingdom of Jerusalem, which is actually neutral to us. Okay, and we are the only faction, it would seem, that has... What is this? Send a message? Oh, I can send a message. Wow, okay. Interesting. The last time I played Hotseat was many years ago. It was based on, I can't even remember, I think it was Broken Crescent, one of the earlier iterations. It was lots of fun, by the way. So yeah, we can apparently, how did I do that? Oh yeah, you just click here. All right. Okay, yes, so we're the only faction, it seems, that has two enemies at this stage, so we're in a bit of a predicament. We have 25,000 gold, which is quite good. But we have quite a capable military, what, in terms of numbers at the very least, if not in terms of quality, because most of our troops here are light missile troops and militias of some sort, various sorts. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to just, I'm going to have a look at what can be done, built, etc. to consolidate our position, and we're going to come back and see what which parts of it can be broadcast, because I'm not sure how to actually record it, because this is a hot seat, so my opponents supposedly will watch it at some point. I think we're going to upload the game once we're in the 7th turn, I think. And by the way, the list of the players and their channels, YouTube channels, will be in the description, as well as the Hotseat Rules. Have a look if you're curious about how it's going to pan out. So all of that will be in the description below. I'll also put some books, if I can, on the Seljuks, on the history of the Seljuks, or maybe Abbasids and Seljuks, etc. Okay, so the Seljuks in general, they were of course the tribe from the Central Asia, what is now Kazakhstan and thereabouts. They migrated, they split from the rest of their Turkic kinsmen, and the tribe was led by Seljuk, and thus they became known as Seljuks because of the name of the original leader. Then they invaded the Middle East, got Persianized here in the process, taken much of Persia, etc. etc. They became mercenaries at the employ of the Abbasids around Baghdad and Iraq. Some of them penetrated Anatolia here, but yeah, this is a bit of a nonsense what we have here. Of course, like I said earlier, there is no centralized command structure between these two. There was lots of rival. There was lots of rival Turkic lords, Seljuk lords in the area. They split into these rivaling factions even before the first crusade. So here we had Zengids originally as well, etc. etc. So yes, this is something that is not in line with history, but we'll make the best of it. So what I would like to do next is just dispatch my spy just to see what is up, what are my enemies here up to, because yes, I have an enemy in Alep, in Antioch, Principality of Antioch, I think it is, yes. Okay, so there are a couple of bishops which I don't need. Why? Because what they do is actually increase Christian population in the area. So what I'm going to do, my first act, oh no, sorry, I can't do it. Yes, I can't do it, because I think one of the house rules that we have is that you cannot take a hostile action against the human faction. No attacking human plate faction in turn 1 if they haven't done their... Oh no, they have done their turn 1. Yes, they have. So I can attack them. Okay, yes, this is what I'm going to... Because I'm the last one to play my turn, so this is fine. I'm going to assassinate this fella. There you go. Alright, excellent. And they already quite boldly, I would say, launched an invasion. Right, well, okay. How far can they go next turn, I wonder? Can they actually... Yeah, I don't think it's a wise move. Okay, we'll see what we can do about it. I think I'm going to potentially bring my army and station it here. Right, so one dread for a leader, Sultan Nur, and he sits in Mosul in fortress. He's 44 years old. Actually, before we do anything, let's have a look at our family tree. So this is our faction heir, and he's only 16. He's got a couple of more sons. They're too young. So if these two die, basically this is game over for us. Where is the crown prince? Crown prince is in Raqqa. Okay, and this is just a general, I believe. So yes, if these two have died, then we are basically done for. So yes, this is not very good at all. So this is it. This is infidel's name. I'm not sure what infidel's name is, so I'm going to try and dispatch this spy of mine. Yes, there you go. Okay, so this is going to be our next target. Hopefully, we'll see. So we have 7 generals, we have 7 cities, we control 9 regions. So 2 regions are not actually do not have a governor. We have 2 castles, okay, and 7 cities. All right, this is our targets. So we should control this, and we should just eliminate some of these factions. But you know, in Hotseat Rules, you will see there are victory conditions which are somewhat different, I believe. Okay, so we'll place, let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so this region is 80% Islam, this one is 85, and 95, 80 as well, and Baghdad is 90. Okay, so we don't need to worry about anything. What about here? 60, 58, 55, 55, 80. Okay, so Anatolia is a cause for concern, so we're going to place him here, hide them away for now from the spying praying eyes. Okay, let's have a look at the taxes. So this is our capital. We're going to increase them wherever we can without actually, you know, losing control of the public order, if possible at all. Because yes, I want a bit more money. Oh, this is a castle. This is impossible. Okay, we can do it in Ankara here. It seems a little bit in Kirse here as well, which is quite good. Oh, there's plenty at Raqqa to be gained. 1, 2, yeah, let's go very high here. This is good. All right, we can't do anything else. Is in Takrit as well. Okay, this is pretty good. It's close to our capital, so therefore I think we can do it. Okay, excellent. Okay, we're pretty much done here. So we have been, you know, initiating some buildings here. Some recruitment is been ordered across the realm here and all over the place where we could, basically. So I think I'm going to end the turn here now and see if I remember how to save this thing. Let me have a quick look. I think it's done this way. Oh yes,